Yo, Big D here, talking, well, a few things differently today. Yes, when you see me, usually I'm talking about sports and maybe a little different episode, but I'm talking fitness. This in Dylan's History of Sports, Driving Top Productions, Smoking Spectrum Sports YouTube page, Big D Podcast, I think we're everywhere. You know what? I'm actually trying to find a video. Oh yeah, that one. That one. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. You know, this may come as a surprise, but back, not that many years ago, running and exercise, and fitness were not favorite pastimes of mine. I would come home from school and eat, and I could run. I could barely run from here to there without getting tired because I was just not in shape. Of course, I think everybody knows that I'm on the autism spectrum and I have low muscle tone, but running and fitness were not favorites of mine, and part of it is I'm allergic to fire ants, and I can't think of a worse state for fire ants than Florida. I mean, I can't think of a worse state for fire ants than Florida, right? Because us can't go outside, can't go on the grass, and I mean, I'd have really a lot of strength, a lot of cardio conditioning in my body, and so showing my junior year of high school at the Bro School, which was school for kids with learning disabilities. Ended up getting I knew I needed a PE membership, and one problem: can't run on grass. So ended up doing something really unique. I ended up getting a gym membership at War Gym by Sam's in Full Miles. If anybody's been to 41 by Sam's, there's Sam's and War Gym. I mean, gym, and I ended up getting a gym membership, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me fitness wise, because I finally got a place where I could start working out and get in shape, and it felt weird because some of those guys looked like they had been there for 50 years. Some of those guys looked like I was me and Hulk Hogan's twin nephew or whatever. But it ended up being a blessing because I got to sit in and walk out and not worry about heat or humidity and even get myself in shape. Now, at first, I probably focused more on muscle training, getting myself stronger, getting myself bigger, more muscle. But, you know, eventually I ended up doing more cardio. What exercise would consist of would be maybe 5 minutes here, then I mean, not 5 minutes, but maybe a little cardio, maybe a little treadmill, maybe a little bike, elliptical. I'll tell you about my favorite exercise machine to use. But, um, but back in the day, I never used to like cycling. I like cycling felt not hard, but felt like it wasn't necessarily great, and that's a full cry from me now. But then and now, I used to love the Stairmaster because the Stairmaster felt like I could get a legitimate running workout. Almost felt like I was running I felt like everybody escaping down the Twin Towers when they collapsed on 9/11. But you could do 30, 35, 40 floors in only like 5, 6 minutes. So it was a very intense, but very fun workout. And it's like, whew. And then eventually I ended up changing gyms, one closer to my house, 4 miles, and then, which also included the Stairmaster. There's this friend he and I are still friends named Mike, and Mike, who's a huge Carolina Panther fan, and probably doing planks as we know, but it's fun to get a workout and feel better, not just physically, but mentally better about yourself. And then, I don't know what year it was, 2013, 2014. I started really focusing on running. Now, I wouldn't run from here to there, but I would run or jog around the neighborhood a little bit. Jog/walk from here to there. But 2014, 2015 is when I really started running. And, remember, I could barely run from here to there. And now, talking running miles. In fact, the first time, funny story, when we moved from Fort Myers to the East Coast in Tamarack, 2015, first time I went for a run in Tamarack, it rained on me. And not just rain, it just poured. And I was embarrassed coming home because I was soaked. And I didn't sweat, it rained. In fact, one time, funny, I went for a run in Tamarack. I ended up getting lost, and I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, wait, I made a wrong turn. But eventually, I started doing more bike workouts. And and you may think, what about the bike in my house? Well, I would love to do these cardio sessions on the bike, half hour, 45 minutes, get a great cardio sweat. It felt like I was doing something. And a great way either to start your day, end your day, or whatever. But I can only do those with people, and I'll explain more why the bike here has been so instrumental. But eventually, I think it was 2016, I really not just started running, but started running race. The first one, it wasn't a time race, but for Catholic church in, I don't think it was Tamarack, but Cool Springs, thank you. And we ended up running at this one park, and it was actually fun. It was warm, but, I could run. And eventually I kept running, and I'm like, you know what? I'm ready. I thought, could I do a 5K? Could I run a mile? How far could I run? And so September of 2016, I ended up running, I think it was a 9/11 race in Cool Springs. I think on University. And, and if anybody's run in the summertime, it was hot, but, felt fine. I mean, I'll admit toward the end, I ended up walking a little bit because I wasn't in that great. I wasn't known for walking. Yes, mom's trying to run me down.
Get your laundry. Get your laundry.
Mom's trying to run me down. Okay, back to it. And so, in many ways, the run wasn't just about running a 5K or run, because I I just enjoyed. I felt free being outside, able to just run, but show what I've done physically and what's changed. Because I never thought when I was a teenager in high school, high school, that I would be able to run 5Ks. And so when I completed that run on in September 2016, it felt like I had done something remarkable. I mean, who would ever think that? Oh, I even have it here. I even have it here. Let me see. Let me see if I can share it. Oh, I can. I can. This is actually the picture of that race the city of Cold Springs 15 years after 9/11. That's me coming to the end in 31 minutes, and this woman wearing the hat. 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 Yes, that is me. And let me tell you, I was feeling it, and I don't know what it is, but September races are never fun. There's a reason why I thought they don't run many or any of the September race anymore. But I think I ran 6 races that year. I ran a race in the 9/11 race in Cold Springs, a victory dash in actually for the Florida Panthers, which, and if anybody's been to the BB&T Center, of course the building names change. But there's this big hill at the end of the race. Holy cow, was that fun! Hard after 3 miles, but great on your legs. And you got free tickets for the Panther game, so not a bad prize. Maybe my favorite race to run on the East Coast was the Tamarack Turkey Trot. And of course, remember I lived in Tamarack for 3 years. This race was the most unique one I did every year, because the route actually went by my house, because toward the end we're going on the road behind the house, so my mom could actually walk behind our house and watch me run, cheer me, maybe give me water, take my picture. I remember one year my brother came and cheered me, took some pictures, videos. Oh, so it was fun. It's fun, and actually the Tamarack Turkey Trot route was actually one where I could run on it as many times as I want. So it actually felt weird to run on a route that you've done. Almost like when the marathon runners would run the Heartbreak Hill in Boston. Well, not that we have any hills here in Florida, but unique way of training for a race that I could run on the same route. And then that year I think I ended up doing the Boca 5 and 10K, which actually went on A1A. If anybody's been to a Boca Raton, this is A1A right on the Atlantic Ocean. And it was so beautiful. I mean, it was cool. Remember doing that race twice. It was cool. Second one even cooler. And so unique, actually running right by the ocean. So just different. And then I ended up running, I think it was one for my next door neighbor's church, another one, I think 5 and 10K for breast cancer, which I ended up doing a couple times. Maybe my favorite race to do. Of course, was flat, and I could move. I could move, especially somebody like me without necessarily the best balance. And I think I ran, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 14 or 15 races on the East Coast before we moved over here in 2018. And now I've run races ever since, whether it be Lee, Calgary, or your race. But I didn't run another race not in Florida. I've only run one race not in Florida. And I'll talk to you about that. But how about the race where I actually PB'd? This would have been 2019, where I PB'd at the FGCU City of Palms 5K. Okay, now, funny story. I actually arrived late to this race thinking the race started later. Forgot that all lead event races started early in the morning, so I'm immediately mad at myself, but nevertheless, I kept running, and used it as a little motivation, and I completed the 5K in 26 minutes and 40 seconds, and I ended up getting a mug. You see this mug here? Actually, not mug. The glass right here by the mouse is actually an award for like the top 5 finish. So the top finishers would get mugs or glass, and I've gotten a few of them from elite event races. So just something different. And let me see, do I have it? Yes, I do. So just unique feature. I have run a couple races at JetBlue Park. Let me see if I can put one. Let me see. Hold on. I don't know if I have. Yeah, I should. I should have. I think I do. Hold on. I think I do have. Yeah, I do. I should. Let me see. Oh boy, this is not fun. That's FGCU. No, where is it? Let me see. Let me see. There we go. There it is. Yeah. Might be a little wide, but this there is a picture of me at JetBlue Park when I ran a race there. I think this would have been the JetBlue. 2024. This would have been no. Miles from Melanova 5K. Thank you. So I ended up running. I think I've done 3 miles for Melanoma 5Ks. Two of them were live races at JetBlue. One was a virtual, going to be a live race. I turned in a virtual one, but it felt weird running at JetBlue Park, and for JetBlue, we actually did like 3 1 mile loops. We would go on the road here, actually run back. We wouldn't necessarily run in the stadium, but we would run back, around the road, around the road, and then do fun to do, fun race to do. And I'm doing a couple virtual races. I think I did an autism 5K. That was fun. That was for fun. Let me see if I could see. But I said that I've done races outside of Illinois. Well, this race was one I did in December of 2023. Excuse me, July 4th, 2023. You see, that is me running on July 4th in Springfield, Illinois. It was hot. It was hot. But I not only ran the race, I brought a GoPro. Yes, brought a GoPro camera on an airplane with me. So, I've got a video. If anybody wants the video, I can put it in the description. Put it in. In fact, I may do it anyway. But just fun, just a different race, and we ended up traveling the day before the race started, so wasn't my fastest time. It ended up being more like a cross-country route. Like, if anybody's running Illinois, running like corn, that race felt weird. I don't think I've ever run a race on. It felt more like a cross-country route, and I'm not a cross-country runner by trade, so see all these medals behind me? Yes, yes. My medal collection, second only to Michael Phelps at the Olympics. I've got 40. Yeah, see, I've got a medal here, my autism medal by my flag. I've got medals here. Ended up completing, 47 5K races. 47. Not bad. From not being able to run to 47 5Ks under my belt. Not too shabby. And I've run races, generally Lee, Collier County. I've done virtual races. Of course, did race in Brown, Palm Beach. Did the one race in Illinois. But generally race close to my house, so different. So, there was some race and I've never done really a late afternoon night race. That's what I want to do next. But I've done all morning races. So, and now, it's hard to run in April, May, June, July, and summer warm months, but, I try and lace up the sneakers from time to time. I know what everybody's saying. What about the bike? Well, for a few years, I never really liked the bike. I thought I could never get a great exercise, but then started doing classes and then really starting to love the bike. And then I don't remember what year it was exactly when folks ended up getting me a bike. And took a little bit getting the seat adjusted, but finally have it fairly well adjusted, and I've used it for many, many years, and this bike is just what I need. I don't think I would have survived the pandemic without this bike, because I ended up doing a lot of bike classes in here, at least once a week, if not more. And I did a lot of programs. I did a lot of classes on a YouTube program called GCN, Global. I think it stands for Global Cycling Network, which basically post videos about class, and they will be different lengths. Like one day would be a 15-minute, one day would be a half hour, and these were different specific classes. One day would be a sprint day, one day would be hills, one day would be team time trial. One day might be Olympic pursuit, different and I've become addicted to these kind of training programs. In fact, Big D did one of those classes today, 20-minute team time trial. Even the koalas enjoyed it. But I love the feel of exercising, and here in Bellatero, we have a lot of people biking, but hey, I don't even have to wear a helmet. I don't have to wear a hat. Might not even have to wear a shirt, but I would recommend wearing a helmet and staying on the sidewalk here, because that would help. So, fitness become a huge part of my life, and I feel like I want to share my story, not just with my friends, family, but my YouTube community, because I want everybody to live long, healthy lives, and I feel like if we take care of ourselves, there are multiple F's. Family, faith, food, fun, but there's another F that people overlook, and that's fitness. Because you know what? If I have a bike and I can go up Alpe d'Huez, so I can run through the Ardennes of Belgium or whatever, or if I can run, maybe not on a beach because I've done that and ended up getting a stress fracture, which not fun. Having stress fractures, trust me, those are never fun. But you know what? If I can get on the bike or lace up my sneakers and run, play a little basketball, I think it's a great day. Maybe go swimming. I don't care. And I think we all over to try and get some exercise whenever possible. And maybe throughout different seasons, I imagine the challenges, not just of Northerners in the winter when the temperature is 18 below zero, the wind chill's 30 below zero. Just like Floridians face when it's 90 and the heat index is 102. You know what? We have to adjust. And what if we can go through whatever's happening in the war nowadays? I feel like what? One day it might be running, one day it might be walking, one day it might be squats, one day it might be the bike, and one day it might be swimming. So, I think we have ways of training and doing different workouts. And with all these programs, not just Peloton apps, but Bowflex, whatever apps, we can do different workouts daily. I mean, I remember hearing the story about the ESPN NFL reporter Dan Graziano doing a whole bunch of Peloton workouts. You know what? I don't care if it's 20 minutes, half hour, whatever. Do something. Even go for a walk. It's better than just sitting on your you know what. And I feel like today kids would rather play video games or TikTok instead. You know what? Play a game of play a game of basketball, play a game of, football on the pitch. I think that's a way better way to spend an afternoon. So, a little different episode today. I'm not talking, NFL draft, not talking Alex Ward getting fired or whatever. I'm talking fitness and how fitness has changed me. So, thanks for tuning in, and I'll be around, and I'll be back soon.